Am I the asshole for kicking my parents out and saying this is why I was so messed up as a kid? This is a throwaway account, and I'm posting for my phone. I had my parents over for dinner this weekend. They are in their 60s. After my daughter, who is 10 years old, asked if she could play us a song she had been practicing on her keyboard, she takes lessons. It wasn't perfect. There were a few missed notes and a couple of pauses, but she did really well. She looked up at the end with a massive smile, and I started clapping. But my parents started laughing. It wasn't just a little chuckle, it was a massive, full-on belly laugh from both of them. My mom asked if it was her first time playing the song, and my dad said it had to have been, adding that a dog could have played it better. It was like my daughter was shrinking on the spot. She looked down and said, "No, I've had 2 lessons, but playing with 2 hands is hard." And they just laughed even harder. I stood up, took their cups, and said, "Leave, now." My mom tried to say they hadn't finished their drinks and that they wanted to hear another song, but I said, "Get your stuff and get out of my house right now." My dad started doing this huffing thing he does when someone dares to speak up to him. My mom said there was no need to be like this, that I can't protect my daughter all the time, and that they were preparing her for the real world. I said, "It's not teaching the real world. You're just nasty little bullies picking on children, and behavior like this is why I was so messed up as a kid. Now leave." They got their stuff and left. I sat with my daughter and explained how proud of her I was and how well she was doing. I told her to ignore them, that they were just being cruel because they don't know any other way to be, and I asked if she could please play the song again, which she did. On Sunday, I messaged them and said that until they can behave like decent human beings, we're taking a break from them. My dad replied that it was my choice, but he didn't realize he had raised me to be so sensitive. Now my sister, the golden child who always brown noses, is getting involved. She called me today with my parents' version of events, telling me I was a nasty piece of work and should never speak to my parents that way. She said I'm wrapping my child in cotton wool and so on. I just told her to go away and hung up. I'm not asking if I'm in the wrong for standing up for my daughter. I'll always do that. But I did go from 0 to 100 quickly. I kicked them out straight away. I swore at them and in front of my daughter. I did raise my voice at the end when I said leave. I was and still am angry. I don't think I'd even accept an apology from them at this point. This behavior isn't new, it's decades old. But this is the first time it affected my daughter. Did I go too far? Did I react too much? Should I have tried to be calmer or talk it out? I'm not sure. Am I the asshole? Edit. A lot of people think I'm a mom. Lol. Nope, I'm a single dad. Also, thank you all for your comments. They're definitely calming the anger I felt and making me feel less bad about how I reacted. Edit 2. I really appreciate all the comments, even the ones calling me a mama bear. Lol. I never doubted I was in the right for standing up for my daughter, just how I went about it. I'm going to sit and talk with my daughter about it all either tomorrow after school or on the weekend. My parents and sister can just disappear for all I care right now. To all the commenters who said they wish they had someone like me when they were younger, I get it, I really do. I hope you have someone now or are able to be that someone. Reading all these comments definitely changed my anger into sadness and realization that I'm not alone with difficult parents. Thanks for sharing and for the comments, guys. Even the trolls, you were great. Also, please stop giving awards. It's a throwaway account. Don't waste your money. Edit 3. I really appreciate all the comments and direct messages, but my phone is going a bit crazy with it all, so I'm going to delete the account. I'm going to keep the post up, though, because people have posted a bunch of links I'd like to look into this weekend. Thanks all. Top comments. Comment. Not the asshole. Your daughter is never going to forget you standing up for her. Answer. Not the asshole. Absolutely correct. She'll see you as an ally in life now. She'll also realize that it's okay to not accept people being awful to you. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up for your parenting. Comment. Not the asshole. You are correct. They are just nasty little bullies picking on children. What normal human would belittle a child's attempt to perform for them? I know 3 people who never need to darken your door again. Author. It was how they were always be. Anything I did while I was growing up was picked at or laughed at. I couldn't let my daughter feel how I did. Comment. Not the asshole. You are a hero. If your parents think that's an acceptable way to talk to a child, they had it coming. Bullies always whine when the tables are turned. At most, you might want to talk to your daughter about how they've always been this way, and a confrontation was bound to happen. She may blame herself or wonder if you'll yell at her like that someday. Knowing there's a history would help her understand. At 10 years old, she'll have encountered bullies already, but may not know they don't change when they grow up. Author. Thanks for your comment. I didn't think of that. I definitely don't want my daughter thinking I'll ever react that way toward her. Comment. I saw something recently on Facebook that stuck with me. It said, "You all refuse to be a safe haven for your children on this 'the real world won't coddle them' nonsense. Of course it won't. That's why they need to learn what love looks like so they can recognize when they're being treated badly. Don't normalize pain and disappointment." I had to sit with that for a minute. Thank you for being a safe haven for your child and showing them what love and acceptance look like. We can't have a better world using the same shame, ridicule, and violence of previous generations. Much love to you and your daughter. Comment. Pianos and keyboards are difficult to learn, especially when you have to play with two hands at the beginning. Good on you. Author. Unfortunately, I can't afford an actual piano right now, but I got one of those touch-sensitive keyboards that play like pianos. Until she needs the foot pedals, we'll be okay. She's doing really well. She keeps telling me about hand spacing and the letters of the keys and stuff like that. I understand about 5% of it, but she's doing amazing. Update. I saw my post on Board Panda on Facebook, gave it a Google, and wow, it went everywhere. So here's an update. You can believe it's me or not, but this is the update. We cut contact with my parents and sister. My parents kept messaging that I was being overprotective and didn't know how to raise a child. They said I should look at how well I've grown with how they raised me. My sister still thought I was committing some massive crime by talking to my parents that way and not agreeing with them. It's been about 9 months since the last messages. They've been blocked, and any family members who message about them get a warning that if they continue, they'll be blocked too. Goodbye, Grandma and Uncle Steve. I got my daughter a second-hand piano off Gumtree. Dear goodness, are they expensive. It cost just over $5,000 for a small Yamaha, then almost $1,500 to bring it up to scratch with keys and wires, and another $130 to tune it. Pianos are expensive. I was probably ripped off. I don't know. If she gives it up, I might actually cry, lol. She's 11 years old now and has lessons twice a week, which also make my bank account cry. But honestly, I think she might be the next Mozart, only piano person I can think of. She practices all the time. I have a partner now, and he's equally as supportive as me. She always grins at the applause at the end of her shows, which happen every 2 weeks to monthly. Thanks for all the previous love, supportive comments, and pointing me in the right direction. Sorry for all the wasted awards. Don't put any on this. It's another throwaway account. I am beyond proud of my daughter. She understands why we don't see them anymore, and she seems okay with it. She's brilliant. Thanks again, Mama Bear. Lol. Edit to add. I reread the post and just want to add that I did talk to my daughter multiple times since. My parents were pretty involved in our lives, so their absence hit her pretty hard at the start. I explained in kid-friendly terms the difficulties I went through, what they said, and how they were wrong and shouldn't have said those things. I also apologized for getting angry around her and swearing. She did get upset and said I scared her, which made me feel awful. She seems to understand none of it was aimed at her. It was for her. She isn't scared of me or anything. It was just an in-the-moment thing. I don't shout or swear around her normally. She gets that I love her, I'm in her corner, and I always will be. Second edit. Someone suggested adding that the Mama Bear sign-off was because so many people assumed I was a mother in the last post. I was a father then, and I'm still a father now. I was just trying to be funny. It didn't seem to land. Haha. Also, I misspelled Mozart. My bad. Haha. Final edit. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate them genuinely. I hope you all have someone in your corner, and thanks for being in mine. To people who doubt if I'm the same person or think I'm karma farming, I don't care about karma. Haha. I'm not going to reply anymore. I'm either going to delete this account if I remember the password or just leave it tomorrow. But I appreciate the comments and hope you are happy with the update. Mama/Papa Bear. Haha. Top comments. Comment. Pianos are an investment. Also, still not the asshole. You've got to wear shades. Your spine is shining so bright. Author. A bank-breaking investment. Haha. But I don't regret it. It's newly plated. Haha. Thanks. Comment. I read the original. She played a two-hand piece after 2 lessons? Wow! My mom was a classical piano teacher, and we still have her grand piano. Your parents were bullies, not helping her with the real world. There are much better ways to react. Mistakes happen. I don't know why 2 lessons a week, though. Is it because she wants that? Best to you and your family, chosen family, and those who aren't like your parents and sister. Not the asshole back then and now. Author. I bought some books with stickers for her to practice with, and she spent a lot of time on YouTube, so a lot was self-learning. I wasn't able to financially help her the way I wanted when I posted, so I couldn't get a lot of lessons or the keyboard or piano she wanted. I'm in a better position now. Is 2 lessons not a lot? She has asked for more, but she does Tuesday and Friday hour-long lessons. Should she have more? Comment. Grown-ups who think it's their responsibility to be mean to the children in their orbit, to toughen them up and teach them the world won't be fair, are jerks. Home is supposed to be the place where you are safe from that, so you can go out into the world again. I was bullied in elementary and junior high. The reason it didn't destroy me is that when I went home, I was with people who liked me, encouraged me, and thought my weirdness was the fun part of me. I could forget the rude comments and the mockery. When I think back on my childhood and my preteen and early teen years, I think of my family and how good it was to be among them. I don't think about the picking on that happened. Those incidents are stories I tell about other people, not part of my identity. Author. I'm glad you had good people around you at home, but I'm so sorry you had awful people at school. I hope you're doing well now. Comment. Thanks for the update. I remember being absolutely shocked at the original post. In a weird way, your parents do have a point that they raised you right if you were in a position to be such a strong advocate for your daughter and tell them to go away. They didn't raise you well, and obviously they're jerks, but somehow you turned out all right. Not the asshole back then and now. Author. They didn't raise me this way. I went against their raising to be this way. It's only been over the last few years that I've seen things and read things about generational trauma. It doubled my strength to not let it affect my daughter. It's why I regretted the shouting and swearing so much. I'm not who I am because of them. I'm who I am despite them. What do you think about this situation? Who do you think is a jerk, and who did the right thing? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the Sneaky Pigeon channel to get more cool and interesting stories. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.